What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a quick rewards preview for Festival of the Lost in 2022. We're getting close to October now, so in the video today, we're going to cover a brand new unique weapon for the event this year, which looks pretty exciting. We're also going to get some very tasty new weapon ornaments and various cosmetic items, including masks and more. So we'll cover the Eververse schedule for the event duration in this video to get a general idea of what we can gain by running festival content this year. So guys, as always, if you enjoy the video, be sure to get subscribed to the channel so I can keep you posted with more content. But without further delay, let's get into it. Initially, we should mention that Bungie haven't officially revealed Festival for this year, and so we don't know absolutely every detail about the event, but it'd be interesting to see what kind of activity we get. In previous years, we had the Haunted Forest. Then in more recent times, Bungie introduced Haunted Sectors, which were kind of the super spooky lost sectors. So it's possible we'll get something like that this year, but we'll also get the event card, which is something we originally saw with Solstice this year. That has a bunch of unique items within it that can be unlocked by completing various objectives. We should also mention as well that Bungie will introduce a new seal for the event. However, in terms of rewards, there are going to be some new unique items. And so, the first one to mention is a new weapon for the event. We can't currently see the name of it, but it comes in the form of a sniper rifle. So this is going to be an arc sniper in the aggressive frame archetype. And looking at the 3D preview for the weapon on LightGG, we can see that it has a pretty unique form. Quite a futuristic looking weapon there, and there's some cool new geometry present. And visually, it seems to match the armor set that we're going to get for 2022, which is the Team Mech armor. Of course, this was voted for by the community, and we've only seen the concept art for the armor pieces, but it would appear that the weapon carries a similar visual style. In terms of what the weapon will be like, once again, it's an aggressive frame arc sniper, and it gets a new origin trait for the event, which is called Search Party, and the weapon is granted faster aim down sight speed and movement speed while aiming down sights, and when no allies are nearby. That's certainly interesting. I wonder if that gives us any hints as to what the activity for the event could be. But in terms of potential trait bonuses, it can roll perpetual motion, as well as triple tap, snapshot sights, no distractions, clown cartridge, and auto-loading holster in the first slot, with second slot seeing Vorpal weapon, as well as opening shot, high impact reserves, moving target, swashbuckler, and slick draw as possible bonuses. Slick draw is a new one this season, which significantly increases handling and decreases target acquisition. And so potentially there are some pretty good rolls there. Let us know what rolls you think would be best on this particular weapon. As we've seen in previous events though, it's likely we'll get quite a few of these weapons dropped as we hunt down a good roll on the thing. In terms of other rewards for the event though, we're going to see a bunch of masks. Of course, Bungie introduced these kind of festival masks each year, and generally they're tied partly to the mechanics of the event, enabling us to earn the event currency when we're wearing them and things like that. There are some cool ones here that we can preview on LightGG. Initially, there's going to be a Finch mask, if you want that Throne World Ghost Shell. There'll also be a Star Horse mask, so if you've ever wanted to be the Star Horse, it'll be possible during the festival. And then there's one themed around Telesto, which almost would have been cooler if it was an actual Telesto on our heads, but we've got the Telesto colours and some similar geometry. Then there'll be a bread mask, which is very literally a loaf of bread. A blueberry mask, which looks like a blueberry, and one of my favourites, which is Savathun, and there'll be buttons for eyes, and a trash can for a crown, which seems pretty fitting since we defeated Savathun a few months back. Some of the other rewards for the event though, as mentioned, will come from the event card. There'll be both the normal and upgraded event card. The upgraded one will essentially be an additional purchase via the Eververse store. And upon purchasing that, we'll get access to a few items, including an exotic ship called the Retrograde Tora, the Caramel Apple Exotic Ghost Shell, and the Flower Child Shader. There will, however, be more rewards than that. And of course, at the moment, we can't preview all of them in the game. And then there'll also be the element where Eververse features event items for the duration of Festival. And so for a quick calendar preview of which items will be available throughout the duration of the event, Festival will be kicking off on the 18th of October. And according to todayindestiny.com, which has an awesome Eververse calendar linked down below, on the first week of Festival, for Bright Dust, we're going to see the Lunar Raw exotic emote. These are primarily festival related items. And the emote will cost 3,250 Bright Dust. We'll also see the Infected Seeker exotic ship, that one returning from previous years as well. That one will cost 2,000 Bright Dust. Plus then we'll see the Reanimated Entrance, a legendary transmat effect there, as well as the Basalt Toxic, which will be the featured Bright Dust shader for the first week at 300 Bright Dust. On top of this, we'll see the Strange Brew multiplayer emote for 4,250 Bright Dust, some expensive stuff. There'll also be a legendary emote called No Escape for 700 Bright Dust. And then we'll see the Broom Swept Knight exotic Sparrow, which is the Broom Sparrow, plus the Mance Macabre exotic ship, which is the new one for this year. That'll be 2,000 Bright Dust. And then we'll get the Shaded Titan Mask, which will be 1,200 Bright Dust. The Pride Glass ornament for Fighting Lion, which will be 1,250 Bright Dust. And finally for week 1, the Batwing entrance transmat effect, which will be 450 Bright Dust. Week 2 of Festival of the Lost will kick off on the 25th of October, and for Bright Dust, we'll see the Hexing Shell, an exotic ghost there for 2,850 Bright Dust. Plus there'll be a rare emote called It Was You for 400 Bright Dust. And then the transmat effect for that week will be Murder of Crows at 450 Bright Dust, and the reanimated Verve shader will be available as well for 300 Bright Dust. Additionally for Bright Dust that week, we'll get the Boo exotic emote, that'll be 3,250, and then the Peaceful Rest legendary emote, which will be 700 Bright Dust. Plus we'll see the Hazy Future Shell, an exotic ghost right there for 2,850 Bright Dust, and then the Desmodus exotic ship, which will be 2,000 Bright Dust. The final 3 items for week 2 will include the Spider Mask, that one will be 1,200 Bright Dust, you can go and spook him out in the Elixir Quarter, and there'll be a new exotic ornament for the Parasite, actually a pretty cool one there, called Worm Perilous, and that will be 1,250 Bright Dust. Then finally the Howling Projection, which is the closest thing I'll ever get to the Houndish logo inside of Destiny right there, and that Ghost Projection will be 1,500 Bright Dust on week 2. Week 3 of the event will kick off on the 1st of November, and for Bright Dust we'll see the Star Horse Mask, that'll be 1,200 Bright Dust, plus we'll see the Moonrise Projection, which will be 1,500 Bright Dust, and then we're going to see the Buster Ray exotic emote, that'll be 3,250 Bright Dust, plus there'll be the Hold Me multiplayer emote, which is 1,250 Bright Dust, the Papercraft Aranea Shell, which will be 2,850 Bright Dust, and the Majestic Winnie, which obviously is a Star Horse related exotic sparrow right there. Unfortunately we don't get a preview of it right now, but it will be 2,500 Bright Dust. Plus the Finch Mask ornament will be up that same week for 1,200 Bright Dust, and we'll see the Promethean Prelude exotic weapon ornament for the Grand Overture, which will be 1,250 Bright Dust. So those are the 3 weeks of the Eververse inventory for Festival of the Lost 2022. I do have a full calendar schedule. If you want to check that out, I'll link that video down below, but that one covers all of the items in the season. And for now guys, ahead of Bungie revealing more information about the event this year, that is all of the stuff we have. There are definitely some cool items and cosmetics available, so looking forward to that and seeing what the activity content will be like for this year as well. Give us your thoughts on what we've touched on in the video today down in the comments section, but otherwise guys, for now, I appreciate you tuning in. If you've enjoyed the video, a like rating down below really does help us out. Plus, be sure to get subscribed if you want me to keep you up to date with more Destiny content. For now though, thank you as always for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.